Good evening and welcome to tonight's show here on DJ TV. Tonight, we're adding to our series on getting started with your DJ business. If you are in the photo booth business, we do a version of this also each and every week here. Tonight, my guest is Andy Powell. Good evening, Cubby.
Well, good afternoon, John. How are you?
I'm good. It's evening.
It is.
It is. It's so been such a day today that you're just trying to get things lined up and ready for tonight's show. That was it.
Yes, sir. Yep, I was prepping.
So tonight what we're going to talk about is ways in which you can promote and kind of market your business without spending a ton of money. Cubby, this is an area that you've been doing very, very well with your business to be able to get your name out there so people call you when they're looking to get to book events and such, and yet you haven't had to invest thousands of dollars to get these results. And I think a lot of the things you have done would work well for someone who's getting started. So that's why I wanted you to come in here and kind of share a little bit of the magic behind your process.
Well, I don't know if to call it magic. It's just a lot of shaking hands and kissing babies. Talking to other vendors and photographers and venues, and we'll go to that in just a few minutes. But
let's just talk about the personal relationship. That how much time do you put into developing that relationship and then nurturing that relationship as you go on? And obviously some of this might change during this COVID time, but over the last few years as you have been doing this.
I always have all the photographers on my cell phone that I work with frequently that refer each other. I have all florists and venues all in my venue managers within my cell phone. So if it's a holiday or hey, check it in, make sure you're okay. Haven't been in a while. Can't wait to come back type of a text. Just friendly text or something kind of funny if you see a cute meme or something like that. Or it's a holiday, happy Easter, happy 4th of July. Hope you're celebrating great. Other DJs around my market, I always send a text, good luck today. The ones that we refer to back and forth.
Right.
For business. It's always great to have a great friend group.
Friend group. Let's talk about that. How many do you have in this group, which would include DJs and other wedding professionals that you kind of are your regulars that you keep in touch with?
Oh, wow. I'm nowhere near probably Big Daddy, but I'd say about 15 to 20.
Okay.
And they vary from venues to florists to decorators, photographers, and then other DJs. Let's face it, in the bridal food chain, where the venues are always first, they book those first. And then the photographers, and then I get a few from decorators, but mostly photographers and venues and other DJs.
So let's kind of look at how you started those relationships with the photographers or venues or what have you. How did you break the ice?
Don't be that DJ. Don't go into a venue and go, well, I can't be here or be unreasonable or hard to get along with. If it's your first time there, you build that relationship. You'd be great. You're on the same team, for God's sake. Mm-hmm. You're always working together with the photographer and the venue to make that couple's night amazing. So the first time, like I said, you go in there, you just like, hey, where do I go? Is there an easy place to load in at? Try not to be bothersome. And then you do your load in and you plug in, and then Then you go over the evening's events and you go, hey, look, I'm always here if you need me. Staying in constant contact throughout the evening with the event manager. Hey, look, I'm done distancing my last table. We're getting ready to do their toast. Go over timelines ahead of time. I just really be don't be a dick. Hashtag DBAD.
Don't be.
Richard Mills.
You mentioned photographers and different wedding professionals. Has one been more profitable for you, or has it been kind of an even thing over time as you've built these relationships?
And kind of an even thing, because if I'm not getting a venue, say they do refer us quite a bit, and sometimes we're not in their price range, or they have a friend of the family that's going to do it, or their sister used this guy. That's totally fine. And then photographers going, man, he's the best to work with. He can really crank a party. I'd have to say it's 50-50 between venues and photographers.
Nice. So that you have a nice relationship. Connecting with them, you mentioned a few things you do with the phone and such. Some people talk about taking gifts to the venues and do some small things like that at different times of the year. Is that something you've tried and had success with, or is this something you just didn't fit what you were trying to do?
My mom said always to get friends, always take chocolate. So I always get like a bag of chocolate around the holidays. What's about, and it's not a big bag, it's just something, a simple thing that you maybe spend $50 in candy and you make some bags and you say, hey, look, we did Mayday baskets, fun Mayday baskets,
right?
To them, and just dropped them off and with a little card and go, hope you're having a great day or happy holidays. And it's always, if it's a new venue, sometime within the next week, I'll always go back to the venue and just take them some cards and some candy again, going, hey man, I had a great time here. Loading was really easy. Your staff that night was so easy to work with. I think we really worked well together. If you could refer some business to me, that'd be fantastic.
Excellent. Let's look at DJs that you work with in your market. How did you develop relationships with those, and how do you keep those relationships in a positive light? Because we know sometimes other DJs or others in our exact industry can somewhat get a little competitive.
Yeah, they can. First things first, never talk bad about anybody within your market. There's enough in my market. There's enough business for everybody, and so some of the kids that in my market I've really trained to try to bring them up to my level, because once again I'm not the most expensive in my market. So I'm like, look, if you guys are at this price, you can go up. If you still want to be below me, you can go up to here. You're leaving money on the table, And then we also help them trading. Go, hey, have you been to Midwest DJs Live? Have you been to Arms DJ? Let's go to Vegas. Different shows and get them some educational content and get being able to train and try to help them train myself. And then we all just kind of, just really cool. We all pass business around.
Excellent. How long have you had some of those relationships within the industries? Let's look at the DJs first. How long have you been kind of networking and able to pass business around with them?
Wow, 9 years.
Okay, so you've had quite a extensive time.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I got a friend Kyle and Tim and Missy and a new friend Dennis and Derek and yeah, I got Seth. Seth's been my friend for like 11 years.
Excellent.
And I brought him out to the ADJ show one time. We got off work and it really lit a fire underneath him, to go into those educational shows. Really lit a fire.
I get a shout out here. We got Gus and Jonathan, Howie, and Bill. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you have any questions or any thoughts, you guys can put those into the chat room and they'll pop up on a screen here. And then Cubby and I can talk about those as we're moving ourselves through tonight's topic. Let's talk about some of the tools you use. You mentioned, of course, texting and doing some candy. What other kind of investments have you made marketing-wise, whether it's brochures or cards or websites?
I have business cards, very unique business cards, rounded corners, very nice, very classy. And I buy 1,000 at a time, and I'm buying them every 3 months. They don't sit long on my shelf at all.
Wow.
They are not doing you any good sitting in your pocket. Every event, I take a baggie of cards because I've always got a bunch in my wallet. So I'll pass the wallets out to guests, and they'll be, if it's a venue that I've been at before, I'm like, hey, leave me some more cards. Do you need cards? Sometimes they're out. Like, oh my God, I'm glad you came. I'm out of cards, And like I said, if I didn't have that Ziploc baggie in my backpack where my laptop is, I missed an opportunity.
Sure.
Those cards do not do you any good to collect them. They're not like baseball cards. They're not becoming any more valuable.
So my keeping of my 5,000 cards in the closet is not a good thing?
No, not at all. You need to get them out.
Make a note on that one. How else are you getting those cards out? The venues at the event, great opportunity, but there's got to be other ways you're getting those cards out if you're going through that many in that amount of time.
Yeah, I always wear like logoed shirts. What's a logoed golf shirt or logoed T-shirt? You know, it has my company name on it or whatever. And I'll be going through grocery stores. My daughter's getting married. You know, you just talk about your business. The best job in the world is a party every Saturday night, and I'd love to be part of your party. You know, and like I said, just pass them out. So I always keep them at all times and always talk about my business and ask people what they do and you know, get my hair cut. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm always talking about what I do because I love what I do. I have a passion about it.
Excellent, excellent. Let's jump back to the venue area because that's obviously where a lot of people would be doing the events. It only makes sense. Do you do any cold calls to introduce yourself to people, or is it something that you are working at the venue, then you develop the relationship?
For me, I kind of wait till I get there. I guess I should be more proactive and going out to new venues. I'm just not. I've been in my market for a lot of years, and things are running really well right now. So, but I should get out to new venues because it does take me a couple years to get there because you book so far out. You know, it might be 2 years before you actually get booked there. So it's always nice to, you know, for new DJs to go to new venues if you have open events or open dates.
So when you go to a venue, you're going to be you're at a new venue. You're a catering manager. You're getting to know them for the first time. Is it something that you want to do kind of more of a one-on-one conversation, or is it something you introduce yourself while you're there? How do you break the ice with that new catering person?
Well, you actually want to call. You never want to just show up. So you want to make an appointment. They always hate when you surprise them. So always call to book an appointment. Go, hey, are you free like Wednesday? I'd love to come around and see. I understand you got a new venue. I work with a lot of brides, and I could like to see some venue your way. You're not selling yourself at that point in time. You're saying, hey, look, I do a lot of events, and I could probably pass some business your way. Now you get your foot in the door, and then once you get your foot in the door, then you can share about what you do and you know, and talk about the venue. Well, tell me about your venue. You know, where do you see the DJ at? You know, type thing. You know, and be a local resource for them. A lot of times, people move from different venues. You know, the one person will move from a golf venue to a hotel venue, or hotel venue to a barn. You know, so they've probably been in an industry and you might have crossed their paths before. And you say, where'd you come? You know, where'd you come from? You know, I was over at this golf course. Oh, I've been there lots of times. So always try to make a connection, and then go forth to be a resource.
I noticed when you were talking about the conversation you would have with the catering person, you're asking questions more than you're telling them your information or giving them your information. Has that been kind of a stronger suit for you to be, you know, asking questions and finding out more about them over? Because sometimes, you know, we really like to just, you know, vomit, you know, hey, we're the greatest DJ ever. You should be having us do every event, you know, kind of a thing.
Everybody loves to talk about themselves. And once you can make that connection, that human connection of where'd you come from? How long have you been doing this? You know, so where'd you work at before? What's your favorite part? What do you guys do? Show me what you got. You know, they love to talk about themselves. And then when you start talking about themselves, they'll start, you know, asking you questions, and then it becomes a conversation. When I meet with a bride and groom, I rarely sell. I just talk to them, and it's kind of sneaky that way. It's kind of conversation. Well, how do you see your day? You know, so like I said, it's just building that rapport through conversation, and it'll sell itself.
Mm-hmm. Good tips, good advice with that. Let's get a bridge a little bit now. You do events during the week. You're doing different events around town regularly. This obviously is a different time, but how has you being out there every night or a few nights a week and having a presence in the community, how has that helped your Friday and Saturday work?
Oh my gosh, John, it's been amazing. I can tell you right now, if you are not doing some midweek money, whether it's trivia, bingo, there's a lot of resources out there. You need to get into it. I've picked up some major corporations, holiday parties, weddings, brides and grooms that will literally move their date to your availability because they've been trivia players with you for 5 years, and that's where the relationship grew. It's amazing, that midweek money. I cannot tell you enough how it built my business. It's tremendous.
And for those of you who out there, you know, obviously Andy's coming from the entertainment world, but a lot of this is a kind of a hidden thing that we were seeing from Photo Booth Expo is a lot of photo booth operators are like, if I can go out there and I can meet people doing a weekly trivia at an establishment, those people are getting married, and they may not hire me as a trivia person, but they're going to be looking for a photo booth operator. And even we've had some people who've come on and they have actually put photo booths in bars during the weeknights to have those experiences. So there is definitely opportunities out there to make that money during the week.
Oh, man, yeah. Sorry, I mean, I was just agreeing with you totally.
Yeah. No, it had a weird we had a digital glitch there. So that's what it's all of a sudden it sounded like really weird. It's like, ooh, what happened? What happened? For those who are wondering, there's a storm coming right now over Andy's house. So if all of a sudden it gets dark and there's a, and
we have tornado and hail going through, so
yeah, no, nothing major. So yeah,
it's
another day. It's just another Tuesday night in Ottawa. My kids are studying Tornado Alley, so they're appreciating that for you. So what's the difference between these people, the regulars that you're seeing during the weeknights? You're seeing many customers over and over and over again because of the trivia side of it. Building relationships with those repeat customers compared to building relationships with the venues that you're doing. How is that different and how is it the same?
So when you say repeat customers via trivia?
The trivia, they come back each and every week and they become your referral, the sources, because if they're not having an event, they're going to say, oh my gosh, you got to hire this guy.
Yeah, those are huge. The referrals from my trivia nights are huge, and they're friends upon friends. It's like I said, I actually just did a wedding this last Friday night, and they were like, "Oh my God, it's Cubby, the trivia guy," and I'd done 2 of their friends' weddings, and then, I'm like Randy Bartlett in a way, and I remember people's faces, but I don't remember names. I'm like, oh my God, where do I know you from? And you got your hair all combed, and that just opens the door to, oh, we played the trivia nights and Tuesday nights. What was your team name? Oh my, and then you go in, and it's just really cool to walk in and people remember who you are, that you actually just hosted trivia or did a friend's wedding. But I get a ton of business off trivia, a ton.
Yeah, that being out there, being present. Business cards. How do you handle business cards on those trivia nights? Is that something that you're handing those out quite often?
Right. Yeah. I mean, hey, my sister's getting married. Can I get a card?
Okay.
And I'm sure that as you're signing up teams and you're talking to your teams each every week, you got to let them know that you do more than trivia. We do holiday parties and weddings, and we have a lot of fun. And we do the same energy that we bring up for trivia night. We bring to your reception, just in a different way. And so, like I said, can I get a card? Man, yeah. And actually pass them out at proms and high school dances. I pass out my business card for people who's got older siblings getting married.
And it's something that they're asking for the card. It's not like you're like, hey, you kid, come here, take this. Yeah.
Well, and again, everything's logoed. My trivia cards are logoed. The answer sheets. My photo picture round has got my company logo on it, and I'm always wearing logo shirts, at all times.
Really, branding is a big part of that whole consistent identity then of what you're doing.
Yes. Branding is tremendous. Yeah, you've always got to be wearing a shirt. Like I said, when I go to the store and I'm out and about, I'll throw on either a nice golf shirt or a T-shirt, depending on what I'm doing, and got my company name on it, my number.
Excellent. For someone who's just starting out, because that's what this series is really about, and they're wondering where to get started to get their name out there and try to build that the process of getting booked, where would you recommend that they start working?
Venues. Go to venues right off the bat. Go in and set an appointment. Never show up. Never show up. Always set an appointment. They hate surprises. And take your business cards and maybe, like I said, a bag of candy. And Dove chocolate is some of the best chocolate there is, and you can get it at the store. And so, take some candy, take a business card, set an appointment, and go talk with them. Say, look, it's going to take 5 minutes of your time. Share with what we do and what we do different within our market, and try to get to push your business at all top costs. And then I do one bridal show a year. And that's just so, and if I was a new guy, probably maybe I wouldn't do the smaller ones. I just do the biggest one in your market, or what you feel is the biggest one in your market. Where I live, we have 2 times a year, we have a very large bridal show. So we always attend that one. And I just pass on the smaller ones unless the venue asks me to come out and, be in their showcase.
Right.
Definitely. No problem whatsoever. I will do their showcases for them. I'll say, can I provide music? Can I MC the fashion show? Whatever I can do to showcase my skills. And same thing with bridal shows. If I can get a discount on table, but yet provide music or host a fashion show, they can see my MC skills, and then I get additional promotion for that. And I always pay for stuff. I don't ask, I don't trade things out. I always, what's it gonna, I always pay for the booth, and then I offer my services so I can showcase my skills.
Sure. And
then as you get better and more wanted, then you just trade out your booth but in the beginning you don't go in there with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have that yet.
You don't have it.
You pay for it, and then you say, what can I do to help?
And then over time, as that relationship is built and your skills increase and your fame it starts to get around, then it's a different story. So
yes.
Excellent. Cubby, thank you much for your time tonight. Some good information. Wanted to keep this. We want to keep these shorter. These are shorter than our regular shows. That way, folks will watch the whole show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's an important thing. And thank you guys for being with us tonight. We're going to be coming back here at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock Eastern. Ben Stowe is going to be on. We're going to talk about building a movie theater, an outdoor movie theater, some of the components for that to do it and do it right. And then at the bottom of that hour, 10:30 Eastern, that's when Brian and Jay are going to jump on. So we're going to have a couple of quick shows tonight here, and a little bit here, and hopefully that tornado that Cubby's playing with won't continue to bother you.
Hope to talk to you later this week.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in about a half hour. Bye-bye.
Take care.